It wasn't, we were not obedient because Peter Obi says obedient. It was the former national anthem. It says, "Arise, O compatriots. Nigeria's call, obey." We aligned because we agreed with him at that time. Now we disagree with him. Now we disagree with him completely with what he's doing. He's playing the devil's advocate. He's becoming a virus in the Labour Party. And that's why, just to answer your question, that time the aim was not to look at what he did in APGA. We felt, okay, if APGA was a mistake, maybe PDP was also a mistake. Maybe he will not repeat the same thing in the Labour Party. But it is in this man's DNA to pull down any political party that gives him covering. He wants to pull down Abure. And remember, I told you, all Abure needed to do, if Abure was a traitor, after the election, as announced by, we thought he was a changed man. We made a mistake. We are sorry. We made a mistake. Now, remember I said that we looked at the three candidates. The situation in 2023 is not going to be the same situation in 2027. 2023, we had three top candidates: Tinubu, Atiku, Obi. The civil society groups decided to align with the Labour Party and support Peter Obi. With the present behavior of Peter Obi, we, the civil society groups, are saying, sorry, we can't align with you. And we are giving you 48 hours. So we're not telling you, we're giving you sufficient time, Peter Obi, to go and change your ways. And then we can forgive you and go on working together. But if he continues what he's doing, we will be very, very glad to get rid of him. And we will continue. And let me answer the question of the obedience. Now, this is something that we in the Labour Party do not accept. Because if you follow Atiku, they call you articulated. You're articulated. You follow Kwakwanso, you are Kwakwasian. You follow this, you follow Sheriff, you are Sherified. You follow this. So when they started saying this, obedient, I was one of those who said, will you stop this nonsense? I just told you, that's why we started this thing by singing the old national anthem. It wasn't, we were not obedient because Peter Obi says obedient. It was the former national anthem. It says, "Arise, O compatriots. Nigeria's call, obey." And the former national anthem said, "The labor of our heroes past shall not be in vain." That's why they changed it. Because of we, the civil society activists. So Peter Obi is a beneficiary of the struggle of the civil society activists. Let me give you a proper background. Before Peter Obi came in, there was NSAS. NSAS was a movement organized by civil society. You remember that? So when we were fighting, NSAS, they ended SARS. Now, we wanted to say, okay, end bad governance. They say, oh, we don't too much now. Maybe we don't end SARS for now. Election, they come. Go and fight in the ballot box. So we were united. We needed a candidate that represented our mindset. So we aligned with Peter Obi. We are not political fanatics. We are not slaves to anyone's political ambition. So we aligned because we agreed with him at that time. Now we disagree with him. Now we disagree with him completely with what he's doing. He's playing the devil's advocate. He's becoming a virus in the Labour Party. And that's why, just to answer your question, that time the aim was not to look at what he did in APGA. We felt, okay, if APGA was a mistake, maybe PDP was also a mistake. Maybe he will not repeat the same thing in the Labour Party. But it is in this man's DNA to pull down any political party that gives him covering. He wants to pull down Abure. And remember, I told you, all Abure needed to do, if Abure was a traitor, after the election, as announced by INEC, if Abure had come out publicly to declare support for Tinubu, will Peter Obi have been able to go to court? If Abure have simply said, well, I've tried my best, we lost the election, so let's not waste money going to court. Let's support and align with Bola Ahmed Tinubu. I'm sure today he would have been made a minister or whatever. But he stood his ground. And today he is being victimized for being an honest person. So every day I say this, we need a national debate. I am challenging Peter Obi and his group to a national debate. Don't hide behind one finger. Come to the open, come to the public. Sit Peter Obi on this side and his team, and sit Abure on this side on his team, and let Nigerians find out who is telling the truth and who is telling the lie. Peter Obi is taking undue advantage of the popularity that we, the civil society, gave to him. All members of the press, we worked for Peter Obi. Bloggers worked for Peter Obi. Peter Obi, not they give shishi. He is a multi-billionaire and one of the stingiest human beings you will ever meet. I am telling you, even when we were campaigning for Peter Obi, even those who were bloggers, popular bloggers, he didn't even give them money for data. We are not afraid to call out Peter Obi, and he has a right of response. Let him respond to everything I'm saying, and let Nigerians find out. They can go and verify if what I'm saying is true or false. Members of ABGA are still there. We still have records. Members of the PDP are still there. We still have records. Must Peter Obi destroy the Labour Party before we know that he's a virus? So this is what we are saying. Don't destroy the Labour Party. You came into the Labour Party 2023, and in less than 2 years, you have turned the place into a war zone. This is what we are saying. I'm not afraid of calling out Peter Obi. I campaigned for Peter Obi for 8 months. I never received a penny from him. If Peter Obi gave me 1 naira, please, they should publish it anywhere. And I am talking about Abure today without receiving a penny from Abure. If Abure gave me 1 naira, he should come out publicly and tell everybody he gave me anything. So I'm speaking because I stand for the Nigerian people. Peter Obi is just proving to us that he's pretentious, he's deceptive.
Every other thing you have heard is counterfeits. Every other news you have heard is fake. And of course, they say fake news travel far more than good news. The good news is what you are hearing today. Let it be known across the Federation and beyond. And I repeat, let it be known within the Federation and beyond that there is no vacuum in the leadership of Labour Party. I repeat, that there is no vacuum in the leadership of Labour Party in Nigeria. Yes, sir. The National Working Committee, under our leadership, is the recognized leadership of the party. And I want to repeat that this leadership will not cede ground to illegitimate, unconstitutional actors to take over the leadership of this party. As regards the Supreme Court judgment, I wish to specifically state as follows. In order to clear the misrepresentation that has been perverting the media, the court did not say that the tenure of this current National Working Committee has elapsed. What the court said was that issues of leadership, issues of tenure of the party is an internal mechanism of the party. And that it is the internal mechanism of the party that produces leaders of the party. And that for the purpose of emphasis, we want to state clearly that before the expiration of the tenure of the current NWC, new officers were elected. For the purpose of clarity and for the purpose of educating our people, particularly the media, we want to say that the executive that was elected in 2019, whose tenure was renewed for 1 year in 2023, and which expiration was supposed to occur on the 9th of June 2024, a new national convention was validly convened and new officers elected. 2025. I welcome you all to this critical session of the National Executive Council meeting of Labour Party. Recent events and developments within the party, particularly the aftermath of the Supreme Court pronouncement on the leadership matter, have necessitated this gathering. It is imperative that we, as the stewards of Labour Party, offer clarity and reaffirm our collective resolve to uphold the sanctity of our Constitution, the unity of our structures, and the integrity of the leadership of this party. Let me begin by extending our profound appreciation to the Supreme Court of Nigeria for its courageous and principled stance in affirming the supremacy of political parties in managing their internal affairs. In its judgment concerning the Labour Party, the Apex Court unequivocally reasserted that leadership disputes arising within a political party remain within the exclusive purview of the party's constitution and governance structure. Accordingly, the court declined jurisdiction in the appeal brought by Senator Nanadi Usman, thereby reinforcing the foundational principle of party supremacy and party autonomy. This judgment is not merely a legal victory for Labour Party. It is a significant affirmation of democratic tenets and a milestone for institutional development in Nigeria's political landscape. It is, however, regrettable that certain actors